person to go, and they didn't quite get it. Well, I went to why they went to move again. Something out. They have it at Ross. It's called Tommy Tropic, and there was a cologne that I used to use, Lagerfeld. It smells like the fragrance is the same as the older Lagerfeld. I don't know if Lagerfeld is around or if it's even okay if it is anymore. However, you can get Tommy Tropic, and it kind of has that Lagerfeld fragrance to it. It's a little busy in that turn lane. I think I'll slide up this way. What Mueller and Comey and Rosenstein are trying to present, this idea that they can't be investigated by the administration now because they are now investigating the administration. It's a game they play. They commit crimes against somebody, and then they investigate their victims and anybody that would investigate them for what they're doing to their victims. That's where the real crime is. Because when you think, what can this person do, what can that person do, the only thing they can do for now is take out the underlings and see if they can get them to flip on how much bosses knew. Of course, it's going to have RICO insulation, where the boss is going to have told one person who tells another who tells another. So it's a chain of the contract that we'd be looking at. But that's what Mueller's there to do, to shore up the idea, and Rosenstein is there. They must have spent a lot of money putting Rosenstein in. A lot of money. Because they knew that that was the person to cover all this over. essentially Mueller, Rosenstein, and Comey were there to show the deep state mafia, racketeering extortionists on the street, whether they be in the government or not, that they were still in control. And that's the reality. They are taking control of the government for criminal purpose. That's not a special counsel investigation. It was hatched to engage in that same thing that they were engaging in against Hillary Clinton in hopes that they would get somewhere. Because I believe that if you go far enough into who was sending these people to Hillary Clinton and who was giving access, you will find deep state mafia extortionists setting up the extortion. The same thing as we see in that video I show you about the York County prostitution ring and SHAD, investigative or detective agency, whatever it was called. They were setting up extortion and blackmail scenarios. That's what Comey does, that's what Mueller does, that's what Brennan does, that's what Tenet does, that's what Clapper was part of. Whether they do it specifically or not, they know it exists and they use it whenever they can and turn a blind eye to it. However, people like Comey and Mueller and Tenet and Brennan are actually part of it. They make sure it happens. And if it's ever brought to their attention, they note the person that has made the complaint, and then they come out against that person in the same manner. So that's the state of the union in reality. And our job is to fix it, so that people aren't encouraged, do not feel comfortable engaging in extortion, racketeering, bribery, racketeering, strong arming, and racketeering, and all those other things that go along with it. Remember, in some of those locations, people kept their jobs because they would engage in racketeering. So the payment, if they're making $90,000 a year, $100,000 a year as an investigator, is what they're paid yearly to engage in extortion. Because if they wouldn't do it and engage in racketeering because they're trying to stop the extortion racketeering part of it, or the racketeering, it's not only extortion, it's not only bribery, it's not only racketeering. However, it is racketeering, it is RICO, and everything that goes along with it. They are bribing, they are extorting, they are blackmailing, they are strong arming, they are being paid their annual salaries to engage in such activity in those locations and offices where they would lose their job if they didn't engage in it. Praise God in all that you do, because He's the one that told me. Praise God.